Hi guys, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, finances, points, and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like the video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. So we're expecting a snowstorm here in the DC metro area, and all this cold weather made me think about a story from back in the day when I was working in my family's restaurants. We had this regular customer. He was there every afternoon having his coffee. Very tall, very good looking, very well dressed, educated gentleman. He was a psychiatrist and he studied in France and he lived in Paris for many years. He always smelled good. He was like that type of older gentleman that you imagine and you see in the movies. Exactly that. So working in the family business for many years, I got to know that gentleman very well. And we felt very comfortable talking to each other. So as he got older, and you could see that he couldn't really walk very well as he used to, and he wasn't really following the conversations as he used to. One day I found him, just looking in the middle of nowhere, like he was just thinking. And I asked him, "Hey doc, if you could go back in time, what would you do differently?" And he was a very funny guy and very well traveled, and I was expecting something completely different. And his answer was, "I would get married." And I was shocked because I knew that he was single, and I knew that in his early days he was a real bon vivant. He really had a lot of fun with many women and enjoyed his life to the max. A kind of lifestyle that many guys are dreaming. And I was surprised, like, where did that come from? So he told me exactly this. He says, "First, when I was younger, I thought I would stay young forever. I was feeling strong, I knew I was educated, I was making really good money, so a woman was only a pain for me." I saw many people while in my years in the university getting together, getting married, having kids, and I was thinking they will never make it in life. They're creating all these expenses, and in the end of the day they will have nothing while I will have everything. And then he told me about this couple that he met by accident many years later, after the old schoolmates that he met many years after. And they invited him for dinner to their house, and he was expecting that he would go to a little apartment and they would give him to eat lentil soup or something. But to his surprise, he went to this amazing villa with outdoor and indoor swimming pools, beautiful cars parked in the garage, and he was shocked. So he asked them, "What did you guys do? How did you make all this money?" And they said that we got together in college. We didn't have to go out to meet people. We didn't have to go out to impress people. We didn't have to out to eat. We were staying home, cooking at home. You make one pot of food and we were both eating, and then once we had kids, they were eating also from that one pot. Once you go out, you need to, especially if you're a single guy, you need to impress, you need to show off your clothes, your watch, your car, you need to buy shots to the girl that you like, take her out for dinner. So it was all these things. And the guy didn't own a house. He was living in a 4-star hotel. He had a permanent room in a 4-star hotel, and that was his apartment. So he told me it was around Christmas time, and he told me, if I didn't have my sisters, I would spend Christmas alone. They're the ones inviting me with their families, and thank God I have them, and I go and I feel like I have a family. And now that I'm older and I'm thinking about my will, I don't have any kids. So my nephews and nieces are gonna get everything. And I love them and they love me and we have a great relationship, but they're not mine. And if I could turn the clock back in time, I would definitely get married. I would definitely have a spouse, somebody that I can go back to the house to, team up with me and go in life together. And he says, in the end of the day, not only financially makes sense because you have two salaries, you have less expenses, but also it makes sense psychologically. We guys think that we're gonna be young forever, but we know that that's not the case. If you see, the name of the channel is Old School Millennial, and it's old school because, you know, in many ways I feel very young and I love everything that we have nowadays, like YouTube and cell phones and all the amenities, but there are some core values that we need to protect and things that shouldn't change. And having a spouse, ideally having a family with kids, is always something in a person's life that will be necessary for somebody to feel complete. Now, that's not to say that this is for everyone, but for the vast majority of people. This is why you and I are here and we can watch these videos and we can talk and we can have this chat. It's because somebody did exactly these steps. And if your parents, if you're blessed enough to have your parents and you see them together and you know that feeling when you go back home and you have a hot meal made from your mom and you feel like a child again, you go back to your childhood. This is something that you guys will create for your own children. So his advice to me was find the right person, never get married for money. And that's the other and last thing I want to share with you. Socrates used to say that a man should marry a woman from his own financial level, because if he gets married a far richer one, he's gonna get bosses and not a family. So I had that experience as well. I used to date a girl and then I got engaged with a girl that was far richer. She had like a lot of money. And I ended up working with her dad and living in their house. And before I knew it, I was all attached to whatever they were doing. And one day we realized we're not made for each other, and I had to drop all that life and start from scratch again. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Are you married? Do you think it's good, both psychologically and financially? I would love to hear what you think and what's your experience when it comes to spouse, family, and finances. Thank you for watching. Bye.